is Discovery?
Discovery is a financial services company, primarily life insurance and health insurance. But I would say we've developed a very unique model that makes us, I think, very different in how we operate and how we penetrate markets. I think in that context we've been very successful in developing entirely new models for funding healthcare.
And what is the basis of that new model? We give you incentives to behave well.
The basis is that it's a universal problem. Healthcare is overconsumed and wellness is underconsumed. Right? And the reason that healthcare is overconsumed is at the point of, once you're covered, at the point of care it's free and the benefits are immediate, you feel them. Right? Whereas wellness, the price is huge. You've got to go for the run, you've got to avoid that fatty food, and the benefits are 20 years away. So we're learning more and more how irrational people are through behavioral economics, and you've got to change that cycle. So I think, in a sense, our breakthrough was about using incentives to get people to change how they behave and to do healthy things today.
So how do you incentivize somebody to lose weight or just stop smoking?
The concept is that you, as a member, you have access to a wide range of wellness activities. So you have from nutrition to fitness activities to screening to disease management ultimately. And when you do these things, you earn points. When you go to the gym, you earn vitality points. If you eat healthy foods, you earn vitality points. And then we've created a very powerful structure of, in a sense, reward. So, you know, we have a deal with our largest grocery chain where in effect you get 25% of healthy foods. You get access to gyms at an 80% discount. You get discounts on your credit card based on how you manage your health. So it's kind of a world for the individual.
And China, South African company going into China, how do you do it?
Partnership is fundamental. I mean, what's been good about our approach is that we've managed to attract the best partners. So in China, Ping An, which I think is probably, certainly in our research, one of the best insurance companies in the world today. We're working with them, and we've essentially bought into their health insurance company, and we're kind of embedding Vitality into that business. We're also using our IP in the health insurance offering. So to an extent, I think the first step is about the quality of the partner who understands the local market, and then it's about trying to understand how the local norms and cultures would respond to these kind of incentives. It's embryonic, it's still early. We have about 500,000 lives, I think, that are covered by Ping An Health. But I think we're very optimistic about how people will respond to the incentives. We've done a lot of market research, and the people we've researched and surveyed have been remarkably receptive to these kind of ideas.
In a place like China, growing middle class, the growth of businesses like yours is key, isn't it? I mean, that's one of the first signs of affluence in a way, is protecting your future.
Health care and health insurance is just a natural requirement to people as they enter middle class. The Chinese healthcare system, it's fairly extensive, has gaps in the cities where people have co-payments when they're covered in hospital. So there's a rapidly increasing demand about buying coverage that lets you cover those co-payments or lets you buy stuff that's not covered by the social health insurance. So it seems to be, from our research, one of the really up-and-coming markets that's emerging. And it seems like, to an extent, a one-way bet. I think the complex is how you straddle that market, how you capture it, do you add value in the right way. And again, I think that there you have to rely on the right kind of partnerships to navigate that environment.
When you talk about going into China, setting up with a local partner, the fact that South Africa is recently a member of BRICS, this sort of group of emerging economies, has that helped, do you think?
I think it probably has helped. We've been welcomed in China. We've worked with the regulators that have been remarkably receptive to us. Our approval of the transaction we did was relatively swift. So the receptivity to us and our country, I guess, has been very good. And I'm hoping that it is part of those reasons, you know, being part of the BRICS, being a country that hopefully is seen as being socially aware and socially constructive. So I do think that does help on balance.
There's a message here in the way that you've created this world-class product in a developing country that is relevant to everyone.
Yeah, I think over the last probably century, the idea that the developed world had all the solutions and those would be exported ultimately to the developing world as a given, I think is changing. I think to a large extent the developing world has challenges and obstacles and all kinds of difficulties that once they're solved in that space, those ideas and models are transportable ironically to the developed world. And the more of that we can do, I think the better.